speaker is known as a digital empire builder. He's the creator of the Influence and Impact Branding Podcast, and he's done over $4 billion in online sales. He's helped thousands access business funding and launched profitable digital offers. Let's welcome to the stage. Everybody make some noise right now. Start clapping right now for Darius.
How we feeling, y'all?
Good.
How's everybody feeling today?
Good.
Somebody say I'm ready for more.
I'm ready for more.
Good. Was there a lot of information today?
Yeah.
Good. So we're gonna get right into it. Listen, I know there's a lot of gems being dropped, a lot of information, a lot of game, but I don't want you all to be the person that's addicted to information but allergic to execution. Right? And what I mean is a lot of people, we get in these rooms and we take all these courses, but the most important part of the course isn't the information, it's the implementation, right? I remember when I started off this journey 3.5 years ago, and the biggest thing I had to do was I had to unlearn and relearn. Somebody say unlearn.
Unlearn.
I think a lot of times what kills us is our habits, right? Our environments. I come from a place where I never seen a millionaire. I never seen people make 7 figures. I never seen Lamborghinis, Rolls Royces, all these things in Atlanta you see, it was foreign to me. But what I realized that in life, if you want different, you have to do different. So I'm telling you that for a lot of you all did the first step, which is getting in the room, but what you gotta do is you gotta continue to do things. And somebody say commit.
Commit.
You have to commit to the process. The process of entrepreneurship is not easy, right? When I first started, I was living at my mom's house. I was 20 years old trying to figure things out. And a lot of times when I say work, it wasn't working. I think when we hear the term work, we talk about it working for us, but working is when it's working on you. When you don't have customers, you don't have supporters, nobody's paying you attention. And then y'all be looking at your friends like, damn, why you don't support me? Y'all be feeling that way?
Family.
Right, so y'all she owing you. Well, guess what? This is what I'll tell you. It's not their job to support you. It's your job to give them to something to support. And a lot of times the reason your friends don't support you is because they watch you quit everything that you tried. They know you started 10 businesses, but you quit 10 businesses. So they're waiting for you to be consistent. They're waiting you to show that you're worth it, because you got to understand that we see people every single day. They start, they stop. It's like God won't bless you and get you right, but every time you're like, I don't know if it's for me. Then you go here. Then you jump at something new. The money is in the consistency, right? And what I tell you is committing is not just working on it when things are cool, when things are good, but committing is saying, yo, today I had a bad day. Today I had something in the family happen. Today that things didn't go my way. Today nobody bought for me, but guess what? I made a decision. And a lot of times, if you don't know the difference between a decision and a choice is, when you make a decision, it means to cut off everything else. But what happens is we give ourselves choices. We give ourselves choices when we want to work. But the problem with a choice is and or. So in business, if you want to get to 6 figures, 7 figures, you have to make a decision, right? Someone say it has to work or it has to work.
It has to work or it has to work.
So a lot of you in this room, because y'all invested in yourselves or you're investing in yourselves, but understand that the more you learn, the more you earn. So if you want to keep earning more, you can never stop learning. Every day, if you want to make more money, you got to be learning stuff. So people say, I've invested in a mentorship. Y'all spend over $252,000 on information, and the reason I keep paying is because every time I pay, I get more confidence. I call it a confidence. It's a God-like confidence, right? And a lot of us, we know that, we are made in the image of God, but if God is always creating, and I say, why are we not creating more? Why are we not operating in faith? And a lot of times in business, it comes down to faith. I always tell people, you can choose faith or you can choose fear, but the reality is you can never choose both, so you have to pick one. So anytime in your business, you're wondering, is it going to work? That's the decision you need to go with. And the truth about both faith and fears, they both require for you to believe in the same thing, something you cannot see. So when people say, I'm fearful to go in on my dreams, I'm fearful to spend the money on ads, I'm fearful to take advantage of this program or do what I have to do so I can have the life I want to do, to understand that you're operating in fear, but fear is false evidence appearing real. 90% of the things that you're fearful of, they are not real. They aren't. So when it comes down to things like marketing, I'm going to tell you guys the way I pass 95% of people in my industry is because somebody says spend the money. You see, everybody wants to make the money, right? Anyone here, you want to make 7 figures next year? Like that's your goal? Oh, dang. They're not even hungry. Hold on. Anybody here want to make 7 figures next year? Oh, okay, all right. Hey, listen, how you do anything is how you do everything, y'all. Where energy goes, money flows. That's a real thing. So, like, if you want to do anything, like you decided to travel out and get in the room, whatever you do it all in or don't do it at all. Because half-ass effort makes you half-ass money, right? Makes you half-ass results. So anytime I show up, I'm going to show up and show out, or I'm not going to do it at all, right? So how you do anything is how you do everything. When it comes to the reason I tell y'all spend the money is because you never get a bad result when you spend the money on you. And the thing is, I think a lot of times when it comes to investing in ourselves, we get fearful because of the things we do not know. But when you spend money on yourselves, you get a skill that you have forever. Forever, right? Some people have paid me $10,000 one time and they made $1 million in 2 years. Who got scammed, me or them?
You.
They paid me $10,000 one time to make $1 million and they have the skill for the rest of their lives. So I'm telling y'all, never be fearful of spending the money on yourself because there's no return greater than that. You learn how to do funding. I've been doing funding now 3 years. I learned how to do sales, digital marketing, all of these things. And the quicker you spend it, the sooner you can get to where you're looking to get to. I always say, the sooner you get to your dream life, the longer you get to enjoy it. Most people never get there because they never make the investment, y'all. My first coach was a Runway Billionaire, right? Paid him $10,000. But here's the caveat. When I first seen him online, I'm like, I'm not paying nobody no $10,000. I'm from around the way. We ain't doing that. I'm going to YouTube. I'm going to Google this thing away, right? Anybody ever been there? You're like, I'm about to just YouTube my way to my first million, right? I'm searching everything. I'm talking about I'm up to 2 a.m. Oh, this the one. I'm picking out the hood with this one. Nah, it ain't work. I went down a rabbit hole. I look up 6 months later, no progress. Bank account still say 0. Still at mom's crib. And the reason I realize is because a few things. One, when you get a coach, what you get is you get clarity, certainty, and redirection. I like to compare it to when a kid first starts riding the bike, right? They got the training wheels, they got the helmet, but they got the chaperone or the parent right there. And the reason that parent is there is so that the child doesn't bust his head to no return. And what I realize is in business, when we're trying to figure things out on our own, what we're doing is we're putting ourselves in a position to bust our head at no return. When you follow someone who has done the thing that you're looking to do, you only get there faster. Some of y'all, you lived in your same state for your whole life. You know Publix is down the street, you still put on the GPS. You know it's a right or left, and you're going to be there. But for some reason, we want to what? We want to avoid traffic. We want to avoid a crash. We don't want to sit there. We want to get there as efficient as possible. But when it comes to our businesses, for some reason, we keep telling ourselves, I'm going to keep trying to figure it out on my own. And the most important thing we have in life is time. Anyone ever heard of saying time is money? Anyone believe time is money? Say aye. I'm about to teach y'all something. So listen, time is money could not be further from the truth, right? The reason why is because this. If I were to say, I got $100,000 for one of y'all to meet me an hour in Midtown, how many of y'all would come take it? All right, I got $100,000 just meet me in Midtown. But if you met me in Midtown, I say, here's the $100,000. But in order to receive this, if you take this, you have 48 hours to live. Would you still want the money?
You said to live?
Oh. Of course not. I only got 2 days to live.
Oh,
Wait.
2 days? No.
They said maybe 30 years. Maybe.
But why wouldn't you want the money? You got 100 bands, you up.
You gotta up the stakes.
Exactly my point. That's why time is not money. Because time is infinitely more important than money. All the money in the world without the time is useless. And the reason I tell y'all this is so many of you all, you're taking your time to become successful, but success is as simple as making a decision. So next time you get an opportunity, I don't want you to think about the money it costs. I want you to think about the time. The reason you guys work hard in your business at your job is for that dollar bill, but the dollar bill isn't the thing you care about. Like, you don't care about the actual dollar. You care about what the money can do for you. You care about the freedom. You care about freedom of choice. You care about putting your kids in a better position. And once I realized this, I never worried about the cost of anything. I started thinking about what is the return on anything I spend, because when you spend on you, you get an infinite return. Does this make sense?
True.
Yeah.
So the next time you guys get an opportunity, take advantage because tomorrow's not promised. I tell people, listen, I realize every day I wake up and I go as hard as possible because I don't know if tomorrow is guaranteed. So when people say, listen, I'm putting out 3-4 pieces of content every single day. I'm paying for mentorship every single day. I'm pouring into my students every single day because, listen, when I slow down, that means that I am taking my blessings for granted. A lot of us were blessed and we're taking it for granted. There's some people who don't got the opportunity to be in a room. And we got the opportunity. And the last thing I want to tell you all is, somebody say copycat.
Copycat.
There's nothing wrong with being a copycat as long as you're copying the right cat. And I think, going back to the first point I said, in entrepreneurship, you have to unlearn and relearn because your whole lives you were taught that copying is bad. I'm going to tell you right now, I copied my way to where I am now. I copied. Some of you all, you're copying off people who haven't passed the test and you're wondering why you're not passing the test. Some of you ask your mom for what she thinks about your business idea. Your mom has never had any business idea in her life. Some of us were asking people to believe in us who have never believed in themselves. And we're wondering why we're not getting where we're supposed to be. When you get in environments like these, when you get in rooms like these, when you get in mentorships, what you get is you get the environment, the information, and the resources. See, we got to stop hanging around with people who have what I call stinking thinking. You ever told your friend, man, I'm excited about this business idea, and they're like, oh, that's cool, but we're going to the club this Saturday. What you wearing? Got to get rid of them folks. Why? When God gives you the blessing, it's your blessing. Some of y'all, you get a blessing from God, you're like, where are we? He's like, no, it ain't me, it's you. Right? Sometimes you got to be selfish. I think the biggest myth is people think selfishness is bad. I say in order to one day be selfish, you have to first be selfish. Selfish is simply pouring into yourself first so you can then go out and be able to bless others. Right? Some of us were pouring from a half-empty cup and we're draining ourselves of all of our energy, all of our creativity, all of the things that can help us to get to where we're looking to get to, but we'd rather be a real one and pour from an empty nest. That don't make no sense. So what I'm telling y'all is make sure in these next 6 months or going into the new year that you prioritize you. Somebody say me. Right? Pour into you. Focus on you till the focus is on you, y'all. There was time I got off Instagram before I got to do what I do now. Now I got to be on Instagram, right? But when I was coming from poverty and I was trying to change my life, I went through a season of isolation. I always say isolation leads to elevation. You have to go through a season where it's all about focusing on you. I cut off Instagram, cut off friends. I was locked in every day, going in the field, realizing that the people that were around me were taking from me indirectly. They don't mean malice. It's just they're not in alignment with your assignment, right? Jay-Z said, you know, my uncle said I'd never sell 1 million records. I sold 1 million records like 1 million times. And he said, my uncle wasn't hating on me. His uncle didn't want bad for him. It's that his uncle couldn't see what he saw. So when you get a vision and you get a dream and you get in these environments, understand that it's for you, it's not for everybody. And these are the things that are going to change your life faster than anything else that can change your life. That makes sense? Yeah. All right, good. Last thing I'm going to tell y'all, then I'm going to get up out of here, is New Year's is coming, right? New Year, new me. Everyone's screaming that, right? Happy New Year. But listen, the reality is, there ain't nothing happy when I ain't making no money. So what I'm telling you is, prioritize these next 6 weeks. We have 6 weeks left in the year. Lock in on your goals, invest in yourself, and make sure that you go all in. I always say lock in so you don't have to keep clocking it, y'all. All right? That's my time for today. I appreciate y'all.